career record of 17 bouts, 9 wins, 6 losses, and 2 draws. 8 of his 9 wins coming by way of knockout. Give it up, fighting out of Accra, Ghana, Ezekiel Anand. And his opponent across the ring in gold and black trunks. He comes in with a career record of 9 fights, 9 wins. 8 of his 9 wins coming by way of knockouts. He is a knockout artist, a sensational Nigerian Yususf Adisa Adeniji. Referee, tie your life out with his instructions right now to the boxers.
Good evening, guys. My name is Tayo Lifer. I want to get yourself at all times. To me, at all times, what I say, you must obey. Good luck. Touch gloves.
This bout is for 8 rounds of boxing.
Oh yes, this is the 3rd bout of the night right here at the King of the Rings.
Round 1.
This is the 2nd edition of the King of the Ring, brought to you by Monarch Boxing Promotion in conjunction with the Nigeria Boxing Board of Control. Both boxers sporting very similar trunks right here, but it is the Jollof War right here at the Sports Hall of the Echo Club, Ghana versus Nigeria. They look, the colors are pretty much alike, but you want to say that the Nigerian man wearing more of Ghana's national colors, yellow and black, and then of course the Ghanaian sticking to just going with just plain yellow. Of course, the Nigerian man fighting from the red corner, and of course the Ghanaian fighting from the blue corner. Of course, Yususf Adisa is the Nigerian boxer right here, while Ezekiel Anand will be hoping to cause an upset right here in the heart of Nigeria's sports city in Lagos.
Well, the rivalry is not only in football, the rivalry is also in boxing, no doubt about it. Well, the Ghanaians always want to have the upper hand against the Nigerians when it comes to any sporting event, but the Nigerians will always have something to say about that one. Yususf looking for some straight jabs. And of course, they seem to be balanced in terms of their sizes and their weights, in terms of their height also. And straight away, quick punches. Yususf looks like it's going to be a very, very quick boxer. And has the footwork also. But how can that one count? How can that one make a difference in this particular fight? Still the first round. It looks like it's going to be a long haul. 8 rounds this one, Nero. It looks like this boxers, for me, 8 rounds. What do you think?
Well, they should be able to go all the way. They're bantamweight boxers. Okay. And you're going to see this from them. They're quick, you know, very sharp. And you can see Yususf really being on the offensive. And he's using his jabs a lot. You see that right hand working a lot. Tries to set himself up for the left. He's obviously looking like a southpaw with the way he's reserved. And you see that combination once again. Beautiful combination, fantastic head movement there. Oh, and Anand gets caught with some punches there. He could be taken out before he knows it. And of course, Yususf really scoring some bigger points right there and keeping his opponent in the corner. Tries to throw some combinations, head movement there, working for Anand, and he doesn't. He's able to, you know, get himself out of harm's way. But Yususf wants to get going with it.
He was absolutely fantastic that time with some quick, fast jabs. And what a follow-up that time, left hook. But Anand finally fights himself away from the ropes. I didn't know why he allowed himself to be caught in the ropes. Fantastic performance from Yususf, the Nigerian. Seems to be leading in this first round. It's still a long way to go, no doubt about it. The energy will be a factor in this particular one.
Absolutely, and I think that both boxers are able to conserve their energy. But I think so far so good. the man with a bit more class, a bit more skill, a bit more strategy has got to be Yususf. But of course, like you said, it's still early days. This is the very first of 8 rounds coming up, and we're getting ready for the second one. And it'll be nice to see how the man from Akwabaland, talking about Anan Ezekiel, is able to respond to this.
Seconds out, round 2.
Okay, here we go. Third bout of the night. Second round of it. Ezekiel up against Yususf Adisa of Nigeria. Jollof War right here at the Sports Hall of the Echo Club, Surulere, Lagos. Still my man with me right here, George Gift, bringing you the best of commentaries from the African continent.
Of course, it's a return of the King of the Ring. Of course, it was 4 years ago. The first edition was held in Lagos, and it was an opportunity for it to be taken to Ghana, but Monarch Promotions believed the second edition should still be in Nigeria, and what a platform and what opportunity for this one. And of course, the Ghanaians now want to fight back. Of course, yet again, it's Yususf pinning the man to the ropes, but he fights back with some quick combinations. Yususf looking so good. Fast, quick punches. He has wonderful combinations, Adisa. I think that's one thing he's good at. His follow-up is absolutely fantastic. We've always complained about boxers lacking the follow-up, lacking the combination. But every time Adisa gives one, he goes on with the 2-3.
Absolutely, and of course he's also a very skilled boxer. You know, he's a southpaw, so he keeps his left hand very preciously close to himself, and he uses that right jab a lot. But I also want to see a lot more body punches from him. You know, he needs to work on the ribs of Ezekiel rather. Oh, look at that quick combination again. And you know, the thing is, the left lands almost as quickly as the right is landing. So it's difficult for you to have, to have a breather in between there. But I also love the defensive style of Ezekiel Anan, who's thrown some good combination of himself. But you could see the confidence in Yususf when he took those punches. He also seems like a very strong, durable boxer as well, who's able to take punches. Good one there coming from Ezekiel.
What a fight, this one. Quite an interesting fight, this one. Very calculative on both boxers. But at the moment, it seems that Yususf is so quick for Ezekiel Anan. He just can't cope with the man's speed at the moment. But not too much energy behind his punches, not too much power, but he's scoring, no doubt about it. Uppercut that time. Straight jabs with the left. It's always complicated when an orthodox fighter is taking on the southpaw.
Absolutely.
You have to bid your time because you don't want to make yourself vulnerable.
And that's exactly what Yususf is doing. Even when he's defending, even when he's backtracking, he's throwing those punches. So you're always very, very careful. You don't want to go forward because, like you said, an orthodox boxer, looks at his opponent from an orthodox point of view. But the southpaw knows you're unorthodox and knows that you may not see that left jab or hook coming. And that's exactly what he's taking advantage of. If you watch the speed of that left hand when he comes in, it's almost as quick as the right hand when he's actually landing.
What a fight this one has turned out to be. And we're expecting another gruesome, fierce, energy-sopping third round to come from Ezekiel Anan of Ghana and, of course, Yususf Adeniji of Nigeria. What a match. Very interesting, very watchable for the fans, this one.
And we talked about the fact that it needs to be a lot more of all aspects of boxing we want to see. We want to see some ring generalship. We want to see some fantastic footwork. We want to see some nice combination coming in. And I think most of all, this has been the one that has delivered it. Of all the bouts we have seen so far, 3 of them, the third of it all, and we're on to it, the third round of 8. So we got 5 more to go. But like we said, it's going to be a long day. The Ghanaian Ezekiel really wants to come out guns blazing. He seemed to be like the man who has the stronger punches, but not a lot of connection he's making.
Absolutely. Quick punches. Now the man from Ghana trying to fight back.
Basket.
Straight jabs that time from Yususf. Very, very calculated boxer. Another right jabs.
And that looked like it was almost turning out to be a knockdown right there, because you saw Ezekiel almost taking a knee from there.
I think I underestimated Yususf. I never knew this man could fight this good. When I saw him when he walked into this hall. I never knew he was even a boxer. I thought he actually escorted somebody to this particular fight, but this man is putting up a show for us. I mean, he's not just a boxer. He's
a skilled boxer.
Exactly. With so much finesse, with so much style, with so much attitude also.
Absolutely. And that's the attitude sometimes that actually, upsets your opponent. When you show a lot of confidence, your opponent is really disturbed, doesn't know how to, handle you. And you look at his movement as well, which is really causing a lot of problem for that man, Ezekiel Anan.
Wonderful. It's Nigeria against Ghana. The rivalry continues right here. Second edition of the King of the Ring Monarch Promotions boxing event right here in the city of Lagos, Nigeria. And interestingly, the both boxers decided to go on the yellow trunk, but Yususf with the black stripes on the yellow trunk. And what a match this one has turned out to be. Keenly contested, but Yususf has been absolutely fantastic to watch. Stepping aside when he needs to, sending some left and right jabs. And now Ezekiel Anan trying to fight back. A balance in terms of height. But Yususf, he caught him with an uppercut that time.
Yususf still seems to have the height advantage if you look at it very well, and a bit of the reach as well. And that's exactly what he needs to do. At this moment, you're going to have to fight like the likes of Floyd Mayweather and try to manage fights right now. Yususf seems to be in the ascendancy, but so he needs to be very careful as well, because Ezekiel packs what looks like a stronger punch. So he needs to be patient. If he is patient, he will be able to pick out Ezekiel Anan. But Ezekiel also has to come out, and get the points on the judges' scorecard as well. But I also love the spirit of camaraderie and sportsmanship between both boxers. End of the third round, you'd have expected so much animosity to still be there. They heard the bell and they just still managed to touch gloves right there. So that's what sports is all about.
Absolutely. This one is just a boxing match. I mean, they've not turned into a brawl. They've not turned into a fierce street fight.
But you'll be shocked when it's boxing. Your opponent is your opponent. He's not your friend in the ring.
Absolutely. But like you said, it's a sport. So I think they're fighting clean. That's the most important thing in this one. They're fighting very, very clean. They're just boxing. They're not fighting. They're landing the punches. They're making the punches very, very clear enough for the judges to count. And of course, I think Yususf seems to be well tutored. He seems to be a well-coached fighter in terms of his approach to this one. He's not just fighting aimlessly. He doesn't land wasted punches. He calculates business time and takes out his jabs.
And both corners, Yususf in red and the man from Akwaba land in blue, taking instructions from their trainers and, of course, trying to get a bit of a breather right here. And the first man up is Ezekiel, and he shows you that he means business. And I'm sure his coaches must have told him you're trailing and that you need to step up your game, else you could be found wanting or you might lose this at the end of the day. But like I said, it's bantamweight boxing, and it's what we expect. So much fireworks coming from the hands of the boxers, and that's exactly what we're seeing. King of the Ring 2, brought to you by Monarch Events and Promotions. And like I said earlier, Jollof War right here at the Sports Hall of the Eco Club, Surulere, Lagos. Sports City, they call it. And in case you're just joining us, streaming live, the man in the all yellow trunks is the man from Ghana, Ezekiel Anan. And of course, the man in similar yellow trunks as well, but with black trimmings, is Yususf, who wants to take out his opponent, but good combination from both. Oh, and he sends him straight to the ropes there. Can he finish it up? But the Ghana man comes back at it, tells him that he's not hurt in any way. But we know he was hurt.
He was absolutely hurt that time. Wonderful combination from Yususf that time. That's what I've noticed about this boxer. His follow-up is absolutely on point. Quick hands. And of course, Ezekiel Annan didn't see what hit him that time. He was caught napping. He almost got him with a technical knockout that time, but he just escaped out of that one. But how long can he escape from Yususf from Nigeria? All the time will tell.
And that's Yususf using that jab again. And that's what Ezekiel Annan needs to try and do. You know, he shouldn't just wait for those big punches coming. You see Yususf, and then he fights back. But Yususf has a way of covering himself up, you know. And so Yususf loses his tooth guard there. Of course, he would expect it to be washed for hygiene purpose, obviously, so that he can get it back on. And that's some time for a quick rest for Ezekiel Annan. Try to gather his energy and power back again. It's like when you're trying to reboot your system and they're back in it again. No rest for the wicked, they say. But these guys are not wicked. They might be wicked in boxing, but they're not wicked in real life. Good combination coming from Annan, but another lovely, and that's that left that keep causing problems for Annan in this fight. Annan needs to watch out because he could get caught with one of those lefts, and he sends Ezekiel back. But oftentimes it looks like Annan needs to be hurt before you get the best of him. And that's another lovely jab again.
I think if Yususf had some power punches, he would have knocked this man out from the first 2 rounds already, because he got some straight jabs in, but lacking so much power. He's scoring, no doubt about it, but I don't think he has so much sucker punch to knock out Ezekiel Annan, because this man seems to have the fight in him to still hold out to the 8th round.
Yeah, but sometimes you might have the strength, you might have the strong chin. If you're not scoring, you're just going to be there as a sitting duck, and your opponent will keep scoring those points on you, and that's exactly what Yususf is doing. And if this fight continues the way it is going, we're already into the 5th round, 3 more to go after this one. It will probably be a unanimous victory for Yususf, but like we always say, in boxing, even seconds left is very crucial, and it can be cruel to any boxer who drops his guard.
Definitely. Well, I'm still wondering what Ezekiel Annan needs to do to outwit Yususf Adeniji, because
he needs to be quicker. He needs to throw punches. Those are the 2 things he needs to do, and he's not doing any of those 2 for now.
Yususf is way quicker than him. Yususf is way faster than him. Just maybe he can turn this to a brawl. Maybe he can turn this to round 5 to go now. I think if Ezekiel Annan can turn this to a street fight, come close to the body, walk on, because I don't think this man has so much energy. If he gets some body shots on Yususf, the man from Ghana, I think that can make a difference. But Ezekiel is using, rather Yususf is using his reach to keep the man at bay, because his hands are too quick. It doesn't allow, another back out. Left hook, right, and the straight jab that time from Yususf, the man from Nigeria. Wonderful combination, quick hands. He's not giving the man any respite. He knows this man wants to turn this to a street fight, but he's not letting him at all.
Yeah, the fact is that Ezekiel Annan is a man who likes to fight on the inside, and he's looking for that opportunity. He wants to, lock heads with Yususf so that he can be able to get his job done. But Yususf is not giving him that opportunity. Whenever he steps forward to do that, Yususf tries to counter him, and at the end of the day, he has to step back. Either he steps back or Yususf senses danger, take back steps, and then sets him off for another counter, and that ferocious left, just comes in like a lightning strike, and oftentimes catches Ezekiel Annan, unaware. Combinations coming in once again, and Yususf knows how to conserve his energy. He knows when he wants to come out explosively, and after a while he takes another break and tries to set up his opponent again. You see that again. And he's bringing in all the walks. He's bringing in the hooks. He's bringing in the jabs. You're seeing uppercuts. I'm yet to see so much uppercuts or body punches. You can see those body punches coming. And he just knocked, big one there for Annan. And Yususf getting a warning from the judge there, from the referee rather, for trying to use the elbow.
Well, you rightly pointed out there, this man is well schooled in boxing. This man is well tutored. And you can see his fight is very, very calculative. He throws the punches at the right time, makes the right move, has the right footwork. Wonderful combination. If he can only add some energy behind his punches, I think he has this man exactly where he wants him. You know, just knock him off. Oh, yes, that's again another left hook. A very, very calculative boxer. He doesn't just waste the punches. Punches at the right time, defense at the right time, steps aside at the right time. And trying hard to keep this man at bay. Trying hard. Let it just be a boxing fight. Let it not just turn to a street brawl. And trying to pin the man to the ropes yet again. I think Ezekiel Anna will not want to keep himself in arm's way yet again.
Ezekiel also needs to watch certain things that he's doing while trying to duck the punches. I think he's dipping down a bit too low and he's leaving himself, you know, oh, that's another big right there coming from Yususf. That definitely took the wind out of Anan's sail and he's gone back to the buckle again. But I like Anan, he's also trying to fight off the ropes, which is another thing for boxers. When you know you're rocked, sometimes you have to go rest on the ropes so that you're not going to be in a free fall situation. You know, when you get knocked back, you have the rope to help you out. And from the rope, you can bounce back, you know, and take on your opponent.
I think he was actually saved by the bell that time. What a fight this ones have given us. I mean, we looked at them and say, can these guys give it something? Eighth round.
I knew they were going to. I've seen quite a lot of boxers, and I know that sometimes they can be, you know, they look frail. That's why they're bantamweight. You know? If you're seeing bantamweight, when you see featherweight, that's another thing entirely.
They've absolutely given us a show. 6 rounds. I mean, they're still giving us, and they still have the energy to go all the way. I don't think there will be a technical knockout on this one. Both boxers are going at each other. Both boxers show they have the quality, they have the energy, and they have what it takes to give the fans something right to the very end of 8 rounds.
I wouldn't be quick. I wouldn't be quick to say that they might not be a knockout or a knockdown. These guys, all it takes, like I said, it's just like 2 seconds.
Split second, yeah.
Yeah, you just get caught with a sucker punch and you're gone.
Well, Yususf has been landing some punches, but like I said, not too much power. Yeah.
So you're not going to expect to see a lot of explosive punches coming. You know, when you start moving up the weight categories, then you get to see a lot of them. But so far, so good. Trust me, you don't want to be in the ring with these guys. Even though we say they don't throw powerful punches, you still don't want to be at the end of some combinations.
Still continuing where he left off. But it seems Ezekiel Annan has realized the time not in his favor, so he needs to come out stronger. He's trying to come out to score some points, but yet again, Yususf still keeping him at bay. Yet again, with some body shots that time, left and right. Great left hand. Yet again, she's still trying to turn it into a street brawl.
I'm a bit surprised, George. I'm quite surprised that the referee has not told Ezekiel to stop dipping too low because it is dangerous for both boxers. I mean, he could get caught at the back of the head while you do that, and when you get caught that way, you may not be able to come back from that punch. It will be an illegal punch, but you probably set it up because you need to keep your head up and fight, and that's what Ezekiel is trying to do. And he gets in the jab there, sticks it in, but so far so good. I think he's really trailing on points. Yususf is just picking him out at will, you know, dancing around and telling the fans. You just saw what he did to the fans now, telling them to calm things down. Don't get to it. He just got, you see, 3 punches, just scoring at will right there. And Ezekiel gets those punches. He loses his concentration, tries to get frustrated and lunge forward, and he gets himself in more trouble.
More trouble for Ezekiel Annan, the man from Ghana. Seems to be on the receiving end. Body shot that time. Beautiful to watch that time from Yususf. Left jabs. Wonderful footwork. Great combination. Yet another body shot as Ezekiel Annan trying to fight back into reckoning in this one. The match gradually oozing away from him. These ones have actually given us a show. Absolutely fantastic boxing to watch. Entertaining fight, no doubt about it. Bantamweight fight, but quite exciting to watch. Very skillful boxers, you might like to say. Very, very calculative boxers. They don't waste their punches. And Ezekiel Annan still holding out. The man with the golden hair. Can he land the golden punch? Yet again, caught him with a sucker punch. Great in the combination that time, Yususf.
And what Yususf is doing right now is called defensive counter boxing. And it's waiting for his opponent to lunge forward. He knows he's gotten himself in a good position. Of course, the opponent will know that as well, because his corner will tell him you are most likely trailing on the scorecards. You need to be more aggressive. You need to try and look for the killer punch. And whenever he wants to do that, he's up against an opponent who is able to read his psychological moves as well. And he's waiting for him to lunge forward. When he does that, you see Yususf using that quick, fast left jab or hook to actually catch his opponent. And he's scoring. And that's the funny thing about it. He's scoring. And that's what the judges would write on their scorecards.
Absolutely, of course. It's all about the points you gather at this time. It's all about, I mean, if you can't get the technical knockout, then you need to score. I think that's what Yususf is doing so well, the man from Nigeria, as we wait for the seventh round. I mean, these boxers have actually given us a show up to the 7th round. I said it, I won't be surprised if they go to the final round 8. And it showed that they can actually go all the way to the final round 8. So let's see what happens in the 7th round between Nigeria and Ghana. Rivalry rekindled yet again, not just in football, but also in boxing. And the man with the golden hair is the Nigerian, fighting from the red corner against Ezekiel Anan from Ghana in the blue corner. But a shot, oh, what a left hand that time. Great left hand, left hook. Wonderful combination, and the man is off the ropes. Gruesome. Keenly contested fight. It's still the King of the Rings boxing show right here in the city of Lagos, Nigeria. Ezekiel Anan taking on Nigeria's Yususf Adeniji, the man with the golden hair, the Nigerian. Right, body shots, left hook. What a fight this one. Left that time coming from Yususf yet again. Seems to be the better fighter and is led right from the start of this particular fight. Body shot yet again. And holding up his guard when he needs to that time, Yususf. Walking on the body of Ezekiel Anan. Still trying to stay in the fight as much as he can, Ezekiel Anan. But time ticking away for Ezekiel Anan. Oh, another uppercut. Well executed. Right hook, follows up with the left. Right jab, straight one. Glorious uppercut that time. Well, seems no way back for Ezekiel Anan. Only if he can pull a remarkable technical knockout.
He's even tying out as well. Yususf almost, so to speak, schooling Ezekiel Anan in this fight. And he's just been in total control from the first round all the way till round 7. Of course, Ezekiel has had his own moments as well. But he's just, that's a lovely counter punch coming from Anan. But when was the last time we saw something like that? It's close to about over a minute that we saw that. But he needs to be able to do that consistently if he's going to have a chance to win this fight. And he has pretty much maybe one more round left, but Yususf is not giving him any opportunity for that. Watch again, that left and right combination. And another one rocking him again. Even on the inside, Yususf is standing with him toe to toe, and that's exactly why this man is, massive left and right combination was, pretty much saved by the bell again right there.
Absolutely glorious to watch. What a combination that's from Yususf. This man is well schooled in boxing. Wonderful combination to watch this man. But all the way to the 8th and final round, no doubt about this. This has been one of the best fights so far from this King of Rings 2nd edition right here in Lagos. After 4 years, this competition is back to the city of Lagos, and these boxers have actually lived up to the expectation and have showed us boxing skill at its finest. And Yususf has been one name that will be remembered in this edition of the King of the Rings.
Absolutely. If there was an award for the best boxer in the night, this man right here, Yususf, is definitely a one to look out for. Yususf Adisa, absolutely brilliant boxer. He's got all the works, everything all the other things he needs in his arsenal. Uppercuts, jabs, hooks, body movement, head movement, footwork. Everything is just in there. The only thing lacking is that power. And if he gets that into it, I think he'll be a complete boxer.
In terms of strategy, he's a complete boxer. In terms of his skill, but can he finish Ezekiel Aden now with a power punch? Almost knocked him out on the 7th round. He was just saved by the bell that time. But can he continue where he left off from the final round? But it's been absolutely great to see that the man from Ghana has fought all the way to the final round. Wonderful combination. And both boxers now. Oh, wonderful combination. Quick hands. And he wants to take the man out once and for all. But Ezekiel Aden just holding out. Left and right hook. Under the great right hand. But Ezekiel Aden just holding out. And finally off the ropes. Just leaving dangerously, Ezekiel Aden.
He's definitely living dangerously. And you just saw something else from Yususf Adisa there, proving that when we want to mix it up, he can definitely take and give as well. And that's exactly what it is. Lovely body. Those body punches are definitely troubling Ezekiel Aden, who's trying to throw his own as well. But he needs to, massive left again. Those quick left. And he rocks every time he lands. He always rocks Aden. But Aden protected himself very well here and also tried to counter it back.
What an entertaining boxer, Yususf.
Absolutely entertaining. He's taking his time again because obviously Ezekiel Aden now protecting himself right there on the ropes and he's looking for the opportunity. But you expect that Yususf should be able to explore body punches at this point in time. And Aden should not. Aden seems to be comfortable when he's right there backing in the ropes.
Well, time taken away for Ezekiel Aden. There seems to be no way back. Now less than 1 minute to end this one. And it looks like Yususf has this man exactly where he wants him. Just clinging. Just hanging out, just holding out, just trying to stay in the match. That's all Ezekiel Aden is doing. But this one has been absolutely fantastic. Yususf definitely gonna walk away with this one.
Well, yeah, I don't like to use the word definitely until I get the judge's decision. But to be honest, I think this is glaring for everyone to see. Even those who struggle with sight will tell you that this is pretty much it. Except anything happens within now and the bell, which we do not see. We most likely do not envisage because Yususf is still staying on top of his game, pinning his man on that corner there, and that neutral corner, tries to make sure that he doesn't do anything meaningful. And Ezekiel himself is not looking to do anything good. He's putting himself in an defensive situation, and that's not the place you should be.
Well, time taken away. It's almost done and dusted for Yususf. Almost sure of getting this one, but kudos to Yususf because he started on like a house on fire and kept the fire burning right to the very end.
And there you have it, spirits of sportsmanship between the two sides there, hugging each other. And Ezekiel Aden coming to the Nigerian boxer's corner, which is the red corner, to actually pay homage to the trainers right there. And I would expect something a bit of that as well coming from Yususf Adisa. That is if he's thinking about that, not thinking about the judge's decision. But I think he should be confident and be expectant of a decision going his way. But it's been a fantastic jollof war as usual.
Yeah, I was going to say this time around, you could say the Nigerian jollof was
sweeter.
You say that.
Well, it's sweeter in this case. Anyway, once again, we're going to be going to the ring where the ring announcer, Ralph Chidozie George, will be giving us the official decision from this one.
Well, kudos to Yususf. Started like a house on fire and took the fire right to the very end as we wait for the judges to collect the scorecards for the final decision to be made. Who comes out victorious between Yususf Adeniji and Ezekiel Aden, Nigeria against Ghana in this boxing bout.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think we need to first of all give these two fighters a round of applause. rounds of boxing, we go to the judges' scorecard. Judge Ijo scores it 79-73. George Kosanjinagoro scores it 80-75.
Yeah, maybe more like it.
And George Adisa scores it 79-73 for your winner by unanimous decision. For Yususf, Adeniji, Adisa.
And there you have it. Fantastic showcase of boxing between the two boxers right here. But the man from Nigeria gets the decision on the gala, on the Jollof War right here. And good one for Yususf Adisa. He looks like a man for the future as well. And we'll see how things go. More bouts still coming your way in a matter of moments.